In our lifetime, we absorb facts, information, and skills. We get our theoretical and practical understanding through education and experience. It's called knowledge. Welcome to television's longest-running high school quiz show, Knowledge Bowl. Let's join two of our 16 competing Northeast Michigan high schools and our host, Astrid Fitzpatrick, for today's match.
Hello, welcome to Knowledge Bowl, Michigan's longest-running quiz show. I'm your host, Astrid Fitzpatrick. Today we have our Division II playoffs between Hale and Roscommon. We'll start by introducing those teams, beginning with Hale.
Ariel Everett, senior.
Lee Edgar, senior.
Ethan Rash, junior.
Annalie Bamger, freshman.
Jacob Short, freshman. Dennis Busenbark, freshman.
And they're joined by their coach, Jordan Barkley. And our team from Roscommon?
Blake Erickson, senior.
Taylor Winchell, senior.
Destiny Herbers, junior.
Devin Lovegrove, senior.
And they're joined by their coach, Jim Perrialis. Our first round is the toss-up round, but before we start that, here are the rules.
Round 1 is a toss-up format. A question will be asked and the first competitor to ring in has the opportunity to answer the question. If a correct answer is given, the team is awarded 10 points. No consulting is allowed. If the answer is incorrect, then the question goes to the opposing team to answer.
Okay, let's get started. A yawl has at least 3 sails. Name any 2 of them. Ariel?
Port and starboard.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Devin?
Main and port.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Answers we would have accepted were jib, mainsail, and mizzensail. The y values on a certain table are -12 and -2 and 18. The x values on the same table are -2, 0, and 4. Derive a linear equation for this data. Okay, the correct answer was y equals 5x minus 2. What socioeconomist first coined the term survival of the fittest? Blake?
Darwin.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Hale? Okay, the correct answer was Herbert Spencer. Name all 3 countries that border the European nation of Luxembourg. The correct answer was France, Germany, and Belgium. What is currently the longest length of a single term for a state governor in the United States? Lee?
10 years.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? Devin?
8 years.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was 4 years. Edgar Rice Burroughs located his land of Pellucidar exactly where Dante had located his Inferno. Where was it? Ariel?
Hell.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? Devin?
Italy?
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was inside the Earth, or the center of the Earth. Which of the following occurred first? Ratification of the Constitution, ratification of the Articles of Confederation, ratification of the Bill of Rights, or ratification of the League of Nations? Ariel?
Articles of Confederation.
That's correct. Without using negative exponents, find the results of simplifying x to the 0 power divided by x to the -3 power. Lee?
X to the 3rd power.
I'm sorry, that's
Over one.
incorrect. Devin?
0.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Correct answer was x cubed.
But that is X to the 3rd power.
Oh, that's correct. Sorry. I'm sorry, that's correct. Okay. Programs, functions, or other choices displayed on a computer monitor for the user to select from are called what? The correct answer was the menu. There are 8 known oxides of nitrogen, but only 4 are stable enough to have a practical use. Name any 2 of them. Lee?
Nitrous oxide? Okay, no, I don't know anymore.
Okay, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? Devin?
Nitrous oxide and yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Answers we would have accepted were nitrous oxide, nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and nitric acid. The name of what small rodent comes from an old Sanskrit word meaning thief? Lee?
Vole?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? Blake?
Rat.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was mouse. Name any two of the three most important transporting agents of erosion. Ariel?
Wind and water.
That's correct. A place where salt occurs naturally on the surface of the earth is called what? Blake?
Deposit.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Hale? Okay, and the correct answer was a salt lick. The largest city in the Pacific Northwest has been called the Gateway to Alaska. Name this city. Blake?
Seattle.
That's correct. While we would say it seems to me or it occurs to me, Shakespeare would usually, Ariel?
Methinks.
That's correct. What do residents of Hawaii call the other 49 states? Lee?
Continental U.S.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? The correct answer was the mainland. A pronoun and its antecedent must agree in three ways. Name them. Lee?
Tense, quantity, and gender.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? The correct answer was number, person, and gender. What art movement of the 1930s has had the greatest effect on advertising design? Devin?
Minimalism?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Hale?
I was going to say cubism. Sorry about sending
Oh,
when he didn't.
no, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer was surrealism. What African nation is bordered by Ethiopia on the north and Tanzania on the south? Blake?
Uganda.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Lee?
Botswana.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Correct answer is Kenya. What type of symmetry do Annelida, mollusca, and arthropoda exhibit? Lee?
Two-way, like, shoot, I don't know how to describe it, never mind.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Devin?
Bivalve?
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Correct answer was bilateral. And that's all we have for our first round. We'll be right back with some updated scores. Okay, welcome back. So far we've got Hale with a score of 40 and Roscommon with a score of 10. Our next round is the bonus round, but before we start that, here are the rules.
This is the bonus round. It consists of toss-up questions, as in round 1. However, this is the twist. The team answering correctly then gets 4 bonus questions. For each question answered correctly, a series of points will be awarded. Team members can consult, but only the team captain can answer the question. After an incorrect answer, the toss-up portion begins again for both teams.
All right. A hammer-like object used in the kitchen to pound and break down meat fibers is called what? Blake?
Mallet.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Hale? Ariel?
A tenderizer.
That's correct. These questions are requiring answers of male or female. Are more boys or girls born?
Females.
Boys.
Females.
It's boys.
Females.
I would say
I'm
boys.
sorry, that's incorrect.
Okay.
The correct answer was male. The estimation of a star's speed stems largely from a scientific principle laid down in 1842 by what Austrian physicist? Blake?
Copernicus.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Hale? Lee?
Pascal.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was Christian Doppler. What violent subject did artist George Bellows often paint? Ariel?
Murder.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Devin?
War?
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Correct answer was boxing. What is the term for the unit of pressure equal to 1 Newton per square meter? Lee?
1 atmosphere?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? Devin?
Joules.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer is the Pascal. In classical mythology, Zeus confined a titan to an area of the underworld beneath Hades. What was it called? Ariel?
Kronos.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? Destiny?
TARDIS.
That's correct. Okay, identify each of the following phrases, all having the word American. A perennial plant bearing large, long-stemmed crimson flowers.
American. Sure.
American Rose.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer was American Beauty. This British Restoration king's last concern was for his mistress. Let not poor Nellie starve. Can you name him? Ethan?
Henry V.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? The correct answer was Charles II. Name the British pirate probably born in Scotland whose legendary buried treasure was prominently featured in Edgar Allan Poe's The Gold Bug and Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. Lee?
Blackbeard.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? Okay, the correct answer was Captain Kidd. Name the Queen of Thebes who unknowingly married her own son. The correct answer was Jocasta. The Battle of Manila Bay took place during the Spanish-American War. Admiral George Dewey commanded the American forces. What memorable order did Admiral Dewey give his subordinate? Okay, the correct answer was, "You may fire when ready, Mr. Gridley." If 3 secretaries can type 6 manuscripts in 12 days, how many days would it take 2 secretaries to type 3 such manuscripts? Lee?
3.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? The correct answer was 9. Fossil fuels such as coal, gas, and oil originally obtained their energy from what process? Devin?
Pressurization?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Lee?
Fractional distillation.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was photosynthesis. Name the states with smaller areas than Connecticut. Ariel?
Rhode Island. Delaware. New Hampshire.
Oh, that's correct.
Oh, okay.
Okay, express these formula in qualitative terms. State the formula for finding the area of a triangle.
Oh, okay. Half base times height.
Yeah, 1/2 base times height.
That's correct. The area of a rectangle.
Base times
Base
height.
times height.
Length times the width would work too, right?
Judges.
Length times the width is base times height.
Length times width. Yeah.
Okay, that's correct. The area of a parallelogram.
2 times base, or 2 times length. Oh, what are we doing? I couldn't think of.
And the correct answer was base times height. Okay, science has added thousands of words to the English language. Identify the century in which all of the following were coined: atom, evolution, bacterium, and pasteurize. Blake?
20th.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Ariel?
16th.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was the 19th century. 3 sons of Catherine de' Medici became kings of this country, not Italy. Can you name it? Devin?
Spain?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Hale? Lee?
Portugal.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was France. Which term does not apply to a geological formation? Atoll, drumlin, mesa, or cartouche? Ethan?
Cartouche.
That's correct. Okay, answer these American history questions. Who was our president when the doctrine of judicial review was set in the case of Marbury versus Madison?
James Madison. James Madison.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer was Jefferson. On the occasion of his successful charge against Northern lines in the First Battle of Manassas, Stonewall Jackson advised his troops to scream like furies. What name would later be given to this distinctive and terrifying battle cry? Devin?
Rebel Yell.
That's correct. Okay, identify these 4 dams, D-A-M-S. Huge man-made structure in Arizona.
Hoover.
I don't know.
Hoover.
That's correct. Chief city in Holland.
Denmark?
Amsterdam.
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 That's correct.
Oh.
Broadway musical about baseball.
Joe Dam.
Got no answer.
Okay, so it's incorrect. The correct answer was damn Yankees. What is the basic term for those transparent finishes made of resins combined with solvents and drying oils used to protect wood surfaces? Lee?
Finish.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Devin?
Varnish?
That's correct. Okay, these are about characters. Antonio is Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. Who is Shakespeare's Moor of Venice?
Oh, Capulets? I don't know. Like, who? I don't know.
That's Romeo and Juliet.
I don't know.
Okay, and the correct answer was Othello. That's all we have for our second round. We'll be right back with some updated scores. Welcome back. So far we've got a score of Hale with 85 and Roscommon with 55. We're also joined by alternate Dennis Busenbark on Hale's side. Our next round is the 60-second round, but before we start that, here are the rules.
This is our 60-second round. The team with the lowest score selects from one of the 4 categories of 10 questions. The team that has 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. Any missed questions will then be answered by the opposing team. An additional 20-point bonus is awarded for answering all 10 questions correctly.
All right, we're starting with Roscommon, who's chosen the category of habitat. I'll name an animal, and they're going to identify the biome it's most likely to inhabit. White-tailed deer.
Temperate.
Forest.
Temperate.
That's correct. Lion.
Savannah.
That's correct. Caribou.
Tundra.
That's correct. Sidewinder.
Grassland?
Grassland.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Polar bear.
Tundra.
That's correct. Bison.
Oh, that's
Grassland.
That's correct. Raccoon.
Forest.
That's correct. Zebra.
Savannah.
That's correct. Marmoset.
Oh, the grassland?
Grassland.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. And kangaroo rat.
Oh, that's Savannah.
Savannah.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. And Hale. Sidewinder.
Savannah.
Desert.
Desert.
That's correct. And marmoset.
Tropical rain.
Rainforest.
That's correct. And kangaroo rat.
Desert.
Desert.
That's correct. And then we'll move on to Hale, who's chosen the category symbols. In Indian culture, which creature symbolizes God or the Great Spirit?
Cow.
A, fish, B, snake, C, buffalo, or D, eagle?
Indian. Do you mean American Indian or Indian?
Eagle.
Yeah.
Eagle
Go
is
Eagle.
correct. What symbol protects the ownership of a musical or literary work?
Copyright symbol.
Copyright.
That's correct. What symbol expresses a brilliant idea?
A light bulb.
That's correct. What warns that a substance is poisonous?
Skull and
Biohazard.
crossbones.
Oh, yeah, skull and crossbones.
That's correct. Name 2 good luck objects that could fit in a pocket.
4-leaf clover.
And
Foot,
magnet.
rabbit's foot.
Rabbit's foot and then a 4-leaf clover.
That's correct. In Christian liturgies, what 2 things symbolize the body and blood of Jesus Christ?
Bread and wine.
That's correct. A cross burning symbolizes what 4-letter word?
Hell.
Pass.
What symbol is sometimes legally permitted in place of a signature?
Initial.
Initials.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. When a business combines a symbol with its name, what is the result?
A
Logo.
That's correct. And what gesture expresses power to the people?
A fist in the air.
That's correct. And Roscommon,
Iron.
a cross burning symbolizes what 4-letter word?
Pyre.
Pyre.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. And what symbol is sometimes legally permitted in place of a signature?
X.
X.
That's correct. And that's all we have for our 60-second round. We'll be right back with some updated scores. Welcome back. So far we've got a score of Hale with 195 and Roscommon with 135. Our last round is a toss-up round just like the first round, so we'll go ahead and get started. Who developed the practice of reading and writing left to right? Phoenicians, Romans, Greeks, Babylonians, or Normans? Blake?
Babylonians.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Ariel?
Phoenicians.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was the Greeks. Find the slope of the line perpendicular to y equals 1/3 of x plus 2. Lee?
Y equals negative 3x plus 2. Or no, negative 3. Yeah, just negative 3. It's the slope.
That's correct. The New York Times once jokingly proposed to create an action committee to reform our nation's youth morals. What would such a group have been called for short? The correct answer was acronym. In American usage, single quotation marks are used to set off a passage only under what circumstance? Devin?
Already in quotation marks?
Judges? Okay, that's correct. The first Monday of October marks the traditional beginning of the term of what branch of government? Lee?
Executive?
I'm sorry,
Here.
that's incorrect.
Here.
Blake?
Legislative.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was judicial. Which is the first part of the plant to emerge from a germinating seed? The shoot, a flower, a leaf, or a root? Devin?
Root?
That's correct. Which one of the following Italian city-states profited most from the trade with the Holy Land during the Middle Ages? Florence, Genoa, Milan, or Venice? Devin?
Florence?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Ariel?
Milan.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was Venice. Listen carefully to this sentence. In this complex culture of ours, everyday living imposes stresses and strains that affect many people adversely. What part of speech is the word everyday in this sentence? Lee?
Adjective?
That's correct. Name the industrial city that is the locale of Upton Sinclair's The Jungle. Blake?
Chicago.
That's correct. How far is it from the backboard to the free throw line in basketball? Blake?
15 feet.
That's correct. Name any year in which Julius Caesar lived. Blake?
0.
Judges? No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Hale? Ariel?
1,000.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. We would have accepted any answer in between 100 BC and 44 BC. 4 standard time zones were adopted in the United States in 1883. Which transportation system developed this idea? Ariel?
Railroad.
That's correct. Write down the following number, negative 0.0008. Now tell me how you would express it in scientific notation. Devin?
8 times 10 to the negative 4th.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Hale?
8
Lee?
times 10 to the negative 3rd.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was negative 8 times 10 to the negative 4th power. Which of these materials has the highest relative density? Cork, marble, diamond, or gold? Ariel?
Diamond.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Blake?
Marble.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer is gold. What is the familiar trademarked name for Procaine, which is often used by dentists as a local anesthetic? Devin?
Novocaine?
That's correct. In the contiguous United States, what 2 points are geographically farthest apart? States will do. Blake?
Maine and Alaska.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Ariel?
California and Maine.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was the points in Washington and Florida. Pick out the antonym of the word prodigy. Imbecile, workaholic, brilliant. Ariel?
Imbecile.
That's correct. A rocket used to increase the speed or altitude of the vehicle to which it is attached is known as what? Blake?
Booster.
That's correct. In astrology, Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius share what season of the calendar year? Blake?
July or summer?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Ariel?
Fall.
That's correct. From the Greek word for song, this is a literary or artistic work that mimics another artist's style and holds it up for ridicule. What is it called? Devin?
Parody?
That's correct. What did King Nebuchadnezzar build to remind his homesick bride of her native hills? Devin?
Tower of Babylon.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Ariel?
A garden, a hanging garden.
Judges? Okay, that's correct. Okay, there are 50 students enrolled in Business 100. Of the enrolled students, 90% took the final exam. 2/3 of the students who took the final passed. How many students passed the final exam? Blake?
30.
That's correct. The first regular route between Washington and New York began flying on May 15th, 1918. It was the first what? The correct answer was airmail route. What was the first totally man-made fiber spun from petroleum, natural gas, air, and water? Devin?
Plastic?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Hale? Okay, the correct answer was nylon. The wine is famous. It takes its name from one of a group of Portuguese islands off the northwest coast of Africa. Name the island, or of course, the wine. The correct answer was Madeira. Find the derivative of 2x squared plus 3x. Ariel?
4x plus 3.
That's correct. Two countries border both China and Russia. Name both of them. Lee?
Mongolia and Turkey.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? Blake?
Mongolia and Hungary?
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was Mongolia and North Korea. Spell the heteronym, which means either a workshop where wrought iron is produced or the act of imitating with the intent to defraud. Ariel?
Forgery.
Judges? Okay, that's correct. What rank is the British equivalent to an American general of the Army? Lee?
Royal Guard.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Roscommon? Blake?
Prime Minister?
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. The correct answer was Field Marshal. That's all we have for our last round. We'll be right back with the final scores. Welcome back. Our final scores are Hale with 275 and Roscommon with 215. So congratulations to our winners today from Hale. Join us next week when we'll have Standish Sterling versus Roscommon in the consolation round. And I'll leave you with a quote from Carl Jung: "Knowledge lies not in truth alone, but in error also. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's why they put the little erasers on pencils." Have a nice day.